Hi there. Hope you all are doing good. I just wanted to share a few of my experiences, what I've been facing from quite a long time, and that were not the normal experiences that I usually have. So I thought, why not discuss it? That how many of you have ever found yourself trapped in such a situation where you actually find yourself to be sad, depressed, unnecessary worrying, overthinking. Your mood swings are occurring very often. You just wanted to, cut yourself from society. You don't want to talk to friends. You don't want to talk to family. You are unnecessarily burdening yourself. Something is torturing you. I'm using the word torturing you. But that's all is going significant tiredness, which is not a normal thing that is happening to you. Disturbance in your sleep. Yeah? What is all that? Have you ever thought of it? Have you ever tried talking it out? Have you ever just tried to focus on your, calls that your body is alarming, that your senses are giving it to you? Have you ever decided that let's talk it out? Some friend, some family member, somebody whom you're very close to, whom you can open up and speak about it. No, we find it pretty awkward to say someone that I am feeling so anxious these days. I'm unnecessarily getting angry. I have no reasons to get, you know, annoyed on things. Little things making me pissed off. I'm really 43.8 million adults. Yeah, that's the digit roughly. 43.8 million adults roughly feels the same what you could be or what I am going through every year. But we are hesitant. We are afraid to talk about it. We have specific days for everything. When it comes to October, we have Pink October, we celebrate, we talk about cancer awareness, we talk about, other diseases that are life threatening. We do talk about, every single thing that is affecting us in our surrounding. But a very important thing that we need to talk, we just ignore that. We just avoid, or we are hesitant to talk about our mental ailment. We are afraid to talk about the mental illness we are going through. We are afraid not to speak about it because people will start thinking that I have gone mad. I've got mad. Why? Because I'm feeling sad? Because I'm anxious? Because I'm having anxiety attack? Or I'm eating more than my diet? What is all that? I'm sure each one of us must have gone through these emotional breakouts someday or the other. And that's very normal. My only purpose to take up this topic is to make each and every person get through this information that mental illness can be caused to anyone. This is a state of mind where a person can easily get into situations which we called as, yes, depression. Something which is very, very, very commonly, heard these days. He's depressed. Oh, I'm getting depression. Oh, my child got depressed after knowing the marks of somebody else in his friends group. So this is something which is very commonly used nowadays. Have you ever tried to get into the depth of this word? Why are we getting depressed? What is the cause? Why are we having all such issues? What is making us get into this kind of a situation that gives us anxiety attacks? There, we are unable to keep an emotion check. We get deviated. We get into a stage where we start hallucinating. Yes? So we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. The second other term that we use is anxiety. How would we define anxiety? How many times have you become anxious? How many number of anxious attacks do you get in a month, in a day, or in an hour? Have you tried keeping a check on that? No. In this fast moving world, we have actually lost control on our anxiety. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about us. Because that has become a lifestyle pattern which we need to change. We need to think over it. We have to see that how that causes mental health issues. This awareness is very important. These very basic words which we use just as a word has a lot of impact on our mental well-being. So we need to see to it that how we are controlling. The first two things that I have just mentioned, the first was depression, the second was anxiety. This leads to psychological disorder, personality disorder. When I say personality disorder, any normal human being can get into a different act altogether when he is or she is depressed or is anxious. You can expect any kind of rude behavior, any kind of misbehavior, or any kind of, I would say, dumb behavior with such a person who is not in his proper mental state. So, I hope I'm trying to put you across the causes, the awareness that we need to spread, the topic that we need to talk about, which we are hesitant to speak, right? The last one is the psychotic issues. What are that? Like I mentioned, psychotic disorder is basically a situation where the person disconnect himself or herself from the real world and starts living into hallucination. Now, the ones who could not connect to hallucination is their own world of imagination where they start cooking up or thinking what their desires or what their wishes are, which they could not fulfill in their real time. So somehow that keeps on inculcating their subconscious mind, and that put them into psychotic disorder. Again, that's lead to mental ailment. So four very major things, four very major words that we need to make sure is not coming in our life: depression, anxiety, personality disorder. Now, when we connect to these four symptoms, like I mentioned, depression, anxiety, psychological disorder, personality disorder, and psychotic disorder, what could be the reason for these things? What exactly do you think so? A person, if is reaching to these situation, there could be some reason, some childhood abuse, some insecurity, some kind of mishappening, something that is causing that person trouble, and why this trouble gets so big, why it takes up such a big shape. The only reason is we are not talking it out, we are not speaking about it, and we're just cooking it up in our own mind, and we are troubling our mental health, and we are causing causes of mental illness could be, like I mentioned, childhood trauma, childhood abuse, loneliness. We don't realize, but staying alone at time causes mental health issues. Then, if you're in isolation, if let me take you back to the times where we initially started with the lockdown and pandemic, people started getting into such bad shape because they were not used to in staying in isolation. Right. So these are the very common causes of mental ailments, mental illness. Now the question arises, can we sort them out? Is there a way out? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. There are ways with which we can deal with such a situation. We can overcome whatever difficulties one is facing, despite you are ready to do it. Now, when we talk about we need to treat it, how and what can be done in order to overcome the situation. the first thing I would suggest you, especially get connected with people face to face, sit across and talk, discuss, stay active. Don't just become lethargic. Don't just keep yourself placed on a couch. Don't become an article. Don't become an object. Appeal to your senses. If your senses are indicating you something, please listen to them. Please take some time out to do some exercise. Go for a walk. Do some cardio exercises, some yoga, or whatever makes you feel good. Do that. Talk to somebody. I'm repeatedly telling you, talking helps you a lot. Talk to somebody. If no one, like I mentioned, talking is so very important. If nobody talked with your camera, talk to the mirror. Nobody else can be the best listener than your own image. Talk it out. I'm telling you, you'll feel better. Because once you've heard, your half problem is resolved. Because whatever is cooking up inside your mind is being served, and the utensils become empty and peaceful. Let's make leisure your priority. Prioritize your time. Your leisure should be your best priority. I am not saying that leave other necessary tasks behind and just run behind your leisure time. Eat healthy so that your brain can think healthy, right? And don't compromise on your sleep. Don't compromise on your sleep. I hope these little, all right, people. I hope with a little discussion and a little talk out will make a lot of difference in many's life. If not, just try to make new changes in your life. Try to make some amendments. Make sure that changes are inevitable and every change is beautiful. Okay, so let's connect one good habit with mental health. Gratitude. Make a gratitude journal. Start writing your gratitudes each day. Practice gratitude. Believe you me, that will give you a lot of contentment. Then you'll feel a lot of difference in your mental health. So, two things you have to follow: talk it out and show gratitude. Smile. I hope this will make many changes in our lifestyle and we can overcome a lot of problems that we are unknowingly going through.